what's up? Welcome to the Chad and Prather Show. It is Monday. It is November 17th. Glad you guys are here. Boy, we got a lot of changes that are coming up in the days ahead, and it's going to be good, guaranteed. I don't care what anybody says. It's going to be good, and we're going to have fun. We're going to bring Party Foul Steve on here in just a little bit. Make sure that you hit like and subscribe. We're going to fly this thing solo today and see what's going on. I bring Party Foul Steve on. I don't mean solo. I mean producing it from the deal. And so I got a lot of stuff to get into today, but you know what? Probably won't. There's a lot of things we could get into. We probably won't. I do want to talk a little bit about Trump ordering the release of the Epstein files. You know, is this finally it? Producer David is out today. He's still hanging around. He can hear me, and so I'm going to say so he can hear me. I don't have any stories loaded in there, so we will just fly by the seat of our pants on this thing because I was thinking this was tomorrow and not today, but that's okay. We will rock and roll. How you guys doing on a Monday, man? You guys living the dream? Having fun out there? Did you have a good weekend? I had a great weekend. I was in Spring, Texas over at Do-Si-Do. Had a phenomenal show for that. And then we were in down at Seabrook, Texas. Don't put them in there now. It ain't going to matter, Steve. David, I can't pull them up. Anyway, so it's okay. I was thinking we were doing this tomorrow, not today. Don't worry about it. Go to bed, David. Inside joke, you guys don't worry about it. Checking out my email here, looking at all these things. Man, the world is busy, right? There's a lot of things going on in our world that just simply don't make any sense. And I just got a text message from Hot Seat Todd Spears. He said, call me later. There's so many things I don't understand. I was like, what in the world are you talking about? And he was asking about a couple of different details. We're living in the land of confusion, man. We really are. It's insane what's happening in our world. Everybody's at each other's throats. I'm just over here trying to teach people the Bible. I don't know what you think of that. Honest to God, don't care. I'm having a blast doing it, having fun doing it. Our Before the Noise episodes every morning, that's where my heart is. It just really is, man. I'm enjoying so much being able to spend an hour with everybody, tens of thousands of people watching that every day. It's just fun. And having a good time doing it, man. And then we're doing the Above the Noise, which is people can subscribe and join our community over there, go even further in the teachings. And you know why? You know why? That's what matters to me. Is because politicians ain't going to save us. They're not going to save us. I get so much vitriol at me thrown my way simply because I was a visitor at the White House back in February, and Pam Bondi dropped those notebooks, those Epstein binders, whatever you want to call them, in our laps. And what were we supposed to do with them? Hide them in our pants and walk out the door? We didn't know what we had. We didn't know what we were given. Everybody's mad at you. Like any single person that had been in that room that day had been invited for a completely different reason. If anybody had been there, they would have accepted them too. But somehow, they want to come at everybody. And I'm like, all these people, and now suddenly they got this sudden revelation of how Trump is operating or how the world's operating or how Israel's doing this or that. And so, it's like it's just exhausting at this point. Everybody claims to have this special revelation, special knowledge. I mean, Candace Owens is on my last darn nerve. I'm done paying attention to any of that stuff. Here's the only facts we know. Charlie Kirk is dead. Nobody's got any special information, including Candace Owens. You know what? If there's 189 people in the chat on Rumble, if Candace Owens drops any information today that gives you any revelation on Charlie Kirk's death and whatever conspiracy she's been floating for the last however many months, last 2 months, I'll tell you what, I'll send everybody. There's 200. I'll send everybody $1. So, I mean, what do you want to do here? What do you want to do here? Everybody's got this theory. So I'll tell you the direction of this show, where we're going to be going in the days ahead. I'm going to go back to the things that do matter. To the degree that we do the Chad Prather Show, I've been doing this for 11 years now. To the degree we do the Chad Prather Show will be to the degree that it edifies God, brings people to a closer knowledge of the actual truth. And the truth isn't a concept or an ideology or a narrative or an agenda. It's a person found in Jesus. And we're going to keep pointing people to the kingdom of God. We're going to do that. And if we got to ask questions and then take the scriptural truth or whatever that may be and apply it to the headlines and the politics of the day, then that's what we'll do. As it stands right now, we're going to do a full hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll do some shorter episodes on the other days. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to do it when we want to do it and how we want to do it. How about that? We're going to bring on more guests. We're going to have more conversations with some people across the board, not just political guests, not just people that are involved in, we've done all that stuff. It's boring. It's boring. And you know what? And now all of it's unstable. It's all shifting sand, every bit of it. I mean, the headline can come out tomorrow. We're going to talk about this Trump Epstein thing here in just a little while. But the whole deal could shift tomorrow. And now you got the people that you claim to be your biggest supporters, best friends, all these people, that were your peers. Now they're at your throat again. So I'm done with the shifting sand, man. I'm going to find some things that are bedrock, some things that are solid. I want to talk to everybody. I want to have some conversations with some people, man. Because there's some good folks out there, and their voices aren't being heard, and I want us to get to know them. And so we're going to have some more conversations on this deal. We're going to get back to that. If you followed me back in the days of the Blaze, we always had, guests on and different opinions, and we had some debates and discussions and stuff like that. I want to get back to those kind of things. And I've said forever, and you should make this a life principle too, if it ain't fun, don't do it. If you're not passionate about it, I said this morning on Before the Noise, I woke up at 1:25 in the morning. I woke up and I reached over for my phone, looked at the time, it was 1:25, and I was actually disappointed that I had to go back to sleep. I wanted to get this day started. I was ready to go. Because I'm passionate about Before the Noise and Above the Noise. I'm passionate about, and because I'm getting messages all day, every day. And, some of them kind of hateful. Some people want to debate and all that kind of stuff. I don't care. Straight to the trash bin, man. Don't care. But the encouraging messages I'm getting is phenomenal. I'm talking about changed lives. I'm talking about people who families are being restored, marriages are being restored, kids are coming home. It's fantastic to see. Everybody's like, man, we want you to deal with positive things. I would say that's pretty daggone positive. So I want to use this opportunity, these times that we have, like on this show, to get some questions from you guys that we can discuss and we can talk about and things we're passionate about. Because again, if you're not having fun doing it, why are you doing it? You wake up every day with the realization that life is short and it's getting shorter every day. So why in the world are we wasting time? Let's do some things that have eternal purposes, some kingdom consequences, and they're fun. Let's do some fun stuff. And I think we can have those kind of deals. So we'll definitely get back into, I see you, Fort Worth, man. We'll get back into doing some interviews. Here's the issue with doing those interviews is you got to have somebody that books those things. And somebody's got to do that. It's a full-time job. We don't have anybody to do that right now. You can reach me at watchchad.com. There's a contact page right there. Keep it brief if you want me to read it, though, Jody. I get some long diatribes on there. I'm giving you a hard time. I always welcome your messages. I love hearing you guys' stories, and I can't respond to all of them because there's a ton that come in, but I love it. I like that new agent PFS. I mean, if you want people to actually get booked, see, Steve will be bringing on his cousin. That's what he'll be doing. He'll be he knows it's the freaking truth. It'll be Redneck Central up in this joint, man. But I'm a pretty solid speed reader. And you're right, Linda. People that read those long essays, nope, not reading that. There's some guys, and I pick on the women, but the guys are sometimes the worst. I get messages from these dudes who are like, well, I want to keep this brief. 6 paragraphs later, they still haven't told me why they're sending me a message. And I'm like, and you know what, dudes, while I'm harping on that, can you guys out there learn how to text message? Like, if you send me this long deal and I take the time to send you a response back, don't send me the thumbs up emoji. Don't you send me the freaking thumbs up emoji. That's the devil. The thumbs up emoji is the devil. Don't do it. Like, if I took the time to respond to you after you asked me this big, long question, don't send me the thumb. This is why your wives don't like you, boys, because y'all don't know how to communicate. Y'all have learned the art of shorthand. Communicate. Learn to communicate. It's more than a grunt. The thumbs up or that whatever, that's the text message equivalent of a grunt. And God forbid you do it on an email. You send me this big, long email, and I give you a good response with like 3 points of saying, okay, this is what you need to do, this, and this. And then all I get is an email back with you with a thumbs up. Boy, delete your account. And if you want to say, okay, say the letters O and K, or O-K-A-Y, which is the actual word. Don't send me K. Don't send me K. I don't need that short of a message. Let me know you responded. Let me know you're alive. Give me a pulse. Oh, let me talk to you about my friends over at Birch Gold. Birch Gold, text Chad to 989898. One of the reasons that we gotta figure out ways to do what we do is because we got a lot of folks out there that don't do what we ask you to do. You gotta text Chad, CHAD, to 989898. That's your homework assignment. But seriously, if you've not diversified your retirement or your savings and got it backed by physical gold, that's something you seriously need to consider. And the folks over at Birch Gold will help you know how to do that. You can text Chad to 989898. That will send you a free, no obligation information kit that will tell you how to take that old 401k or that old IRA or that savings account and diversify it into a future retirement plan that is backed by physical gold. Gold's gone through the roof, and you should have been in it a long time ago. But you didn't do it, did you? No, hard-headed. You're hard-headed. K, thumbs up. Text Chad. Do that for me today. That's a huge favor for us. And we want to make sure that our friends at Birch Gold are happy. We're happy with them. So text, hey, by the way, A+ rating, Better Business Bureau, tens of thousands of satisfied customers. Text Chad to 989898 and then sit by the phone with bated breath until they send you that free, no obligation information kit on how to diversify. Backed by physical gold. All right, let's bring him on. Party Foul Steve. Speaking of Redneck Central, let's do this right here. Bing bong. There he is.
And I'm not a redneck. I live right in Conroe, Texas. It's practically Houston.
Yeah, it's practically redneck is what it is.
That's the way I like it a little bit.
This coffee here, I drink espresso. This is espresso roast here. This is let me back it up.
I'm drinking espresso right now.
Elijah Mayo, longtime friend of the program. He's been doing sales for the program since back when we were on the Blaze. This is his company, First Cup, and he said, you know what? He said, you start pushing First Cup on Before the Noise, and I'll give you a thumbs up. People think I'm getting paid all this money to promote all this stuff. I'm not.
Elijah hasn't sent me a single bag, so I mean, and I will
send it to you.
Man, I will talk about it. I will post about it. Anybody that pays me to promote
something. He's not paying me.
Oh.
He's not paying me. But he will send you a bag.
Give me free products that I like and I use, then I will promote it. But
what he gives me, in full transparency, what he gives me is he gives me a deal on the commissions he makes off of sponsorships that he sells for us.
Oh.
No, but he sends me free coffee, so I said I'll talk about it because I like the coffee.
Well, he needs my address. Can you send him my address so he can send me some coffee? See if I like it. See if my wife likes it.
Send him your address.
I don't know if I have his number. I'm not allowed to
send you his number, and then you ask for your free stuff.
Why am I not allowed to talk to the people that pay you?
What's funny is I'm trying to figure out who pays me. I mean, Birch Gold sends some stuff over every now and then, but I'm just kidding. They do pay. They're a valued partner of the show.
Birch Gold.
But here's the thing. This right here, this coffee, I told him, you actually live right down the street from one of the First Cup coffee houses, which is behind Do-Si-Do, which is where we were in Spring, Texas.
You know what? Thank you for reminding me, because I have been there with you before.
Yes, you have.
Thank you for that, because I do have a meeting, I think tomorrow. I got to work it out with the Texit Coin guy. That's a good place to go meet and have coffee.
You need to get some people signed up on Texit Coin.
Yeah, I'm in the process of doing all the I'm learning, Chad. I'm ignorant when it comes to stuff like the Bitcoin and the different what do you call it, cryptocurrencies?
Yeah,
I'm really ignorant to it. I don't understand it.
Well, Charlie will hook you up on all that stuff. I'm part of that Texit Coin. I'm walking through the DFW airport all the time, and they got every airport you go through now's got Texit Coin. They think it's like another Bitcoin. I don't know. Yeah. I'm in it though. And I've been making money off of it, and I keep seeing my account go higher, and I just roll it over into more stuff. So,
I'm in it. I've signed up. I'm waiting for some of the information to come to me in the cold coin storage, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah,
waiting for that information, and then I'm all in. So
I love everybody in the chat talking about they want to get free stuff and they love free coffee. Let me explain to you something. It ain't free. I'm still talking about their stuff. Like, I have to use my platform to talk about their stuff. They don't just send it to me and I forget about it. I still have to talk about their stuff and try to sell their product for them.
We were sponsored by a coffee company before, and they did send coffee, and I stole every bit of it from the Blaze. I would sneak out with a 5-pound bag of coffee every time I left that place.
That was Black Rifle. That was Black Rifle. They sent me so much coffee that I donated it to the police and fire departments there in Irving, Texas.
Yeah.
Like I would have it sent over to the fire and police departments every week, and I was like, let it go.
Man, I was walking out of there with anything that wasn't nailed down.
Well, Steve, we've always, and what's funny is you just came on here talking about how you're not a redneck.
That's not a redneck thing. That's that's just getting paid. It's not stealing really. It's there for us to use. I probably took more than my allowance. I don't know. They never said I couldn't. No one ever stopped me.
You can do it. Somebody said, where do they go for the T-shirts? Go to prathertees.com. Use promo code Chad15. Or don't. It makes me more money if you don't use Chad15. And that's the Make America Pray Again. Our Before the Noise shirt, you can get that, and I'm donating the proceeds on that. But yeah, there it is. Prathertees.com.
I'm taking donations and proceeds from the proceeds.
Steve, you ought to sell something.
I should sell something. I should be a salesman. I'm not good at selling stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I can talk about a product that I use if I like it, but if it's something that I don't use or don't like, it's like.
See, I love this. Sherry May 2000 says, I always wondered why you left the Blaze. Yeah, because Steve kept stealing stuff.
No, you know why I left the Blaze? I got bored. I got bored.
Tell it all, Steve.
I got bored with the show. You ran for governor. And I was tired of talking about politics every day. I was just I needed something. I needed change in my own life and guidance. And so I left. I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to go do something else. I went and did something else.
You did.
But I always felt like I was supposed to be with you.
Yeah, Does that make any sense? Another podcast and everybody was mad at me saying, we miss Party Foul Steve. And I'm like, yet you're not watching his podcast.
Yeah. So I think they liked the combo. I think they liked the combo of
me and you.
And the other podcast was something to do during COVID. That was just like some side gig that was actually starting to make money. And then,
and then
fell apart. That's why I don't want to do business with anybody else. Podcast business.
Yeah, Trump is a pedo. 12 says he has explosive diarrhea. You are explosive diarrhea, and you are the core in the Senate. So I see you.
Where do we get that? Where are you pulling that from? The chat? We're not even talking about Trump.
No, that don't matter. The trolls don't matter. They just need attention.
They don't care.
They need a dopamine hit. That's okay. They'll live. There they go. Go back to.
I need some of that first cup coffee. That's what I need. Elijah Mayer.
I had.
I'll talk about it every day, all day long, buddy.
I love it. I love it, dude. Let's talk about this Trump thing. So Trump's going hard. I would love to see from you guys there in the chat. Trump's going pretty hard with these guys as far as like Marjorie Taylor Greene. He called her a traitor. She says she's getting death threats and all this kind of stuff, having to hire security because Trump called her a traitor. Marjorie Taylor Greene. He doubled down on that yesterday. And, I mean, I don't take that stuff lightly. I mean, when you got the president of the United States, when you got Trump saying things like that, I mean, that can get a little dangerous. But, a lot of people are saying, why is, Trump doing what he's doing with them? Well, here's the deal. A Republican is going to win Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, whether she gets primaried, whatever. A Republican's going to win that district, okay? And then you have people who are saying, we don't understand why he is siding and endorsing with people like Lindsey Graham. And then Trump came out and said he's undecided between who he's going to endorse between John Cornyn or Ken Paxton in Texas for Senate. And he says, although I like them both, which, I mean, John Cornyn's trash. I mean, he's trash. And people say, why in the world is he supporting people like John Cornyn or Lindsey Graham? And the answer is real simple. If you think about this, all he cares about is he endorsing the person that's going to win? Because at the end of the day, it's about that person's vote on whatever given issue.
You don't want to endorse a loser.
He's not going to. And so with Marjorie Taylor Greene, he can go after her, whether you find it appropriate or not. Like, I wish he wouldn't do the rhetoric that he does. I wish he wouldn't do that. Because I think it's, and I've got a response to that as well here in a minute about his rhetoric and why he says the things the way he says them. And it turns people's stomach because it is so divisive. It is so just explosively gross, kind of like what's his name's diarrhea there a little while ago, who's got a, whatever, fetish with his fecal matter. But see, now in Texas, that Senate race where John Cornyn holds that seat, you could reasonably see a Democrat win that Senate seat. So if Ken Paxton, who is the Attorney General of Texas, ends up becoming the candidate in that primary race, and he's the Senate Republican, or he's the Republican running for that Senate seat, he could theoretically, if things backfire on him, because there's a lot of things in Ken Paxton's personal life. He also faced the impeachment crazy sham trial in Texas. Those things, if they start backing, and he's going through a divorce, so all of those things, they start backfiring on you, people don't want to vote for you, then John Cornyn, he looks like the better choice. Now, I don't like it. You don't like it. We don't like it. But that's Trump's going to go with the person that, is going to win. So that's why they're a little concerned about it all. You know what I mean? And so I'd love to see, what did I say? You guys there in the chat.
Wait, you said Kim Paxton's going through a divorce?
Yeah.
What's that all about? I mean, these days, half of America's going through a divorce or more.
Well,
you don't. If we hold our, are we holding these political leaders as our moral compass?
No, but a lot of people do. A lot of people think that you got to be a certain way in order to be. So in a nutshell, Angela Paxton, she is a Texas state senator. That's his wife. She filed for divorce, stating some personal issues that are there, basically accusing him of, having some nefarious things in his past that they just can't reconcile.
Okay.
And so there have been people who have come after Ken over the years saying that he is an adulterer. I'll just say what it is. I mean, they come after him with all that stuff. And
so he's a human. Let's just say
right there. But you know good and well how politics works. They go after name recognition. Again, and also you have to look at the fact that people don't show up to vote in the Texas primaries.
No, not at all.
They're horrible about that. When you only have 10%, if that is, 10% of the voter base shows up to vote in the primaries, and even less than that votes in a runoff. John Cornyn does have like I'm supporting and have endorsed Steve Toth, my friend Steve Toth, who's a Texas House rep, against Dan Crenshaw in that congressional race. But Dan Crenshaw's in a gerrymandered district. He's got the name recognition. He's got the lobbies, and he's got a lot of money behind him. That's what keeps putting him in there.
Yeah, it's the money behind him.
Yeah, but the John Cornyn stuff, trying to say he's straight Trump all the way. So again, Trump's going to pick the winner. He's looking at the racehorse. He might not like that particular racehorse, but I do wish he would tone down the rhetoric. And I see somebody say, what about Wesley Hunt? I just don't think Wesley Hunt's got – and I like Wesley Hunt a lot.
I do too.
I just don't think he's got a chance in that primary. Again, Wesley Hunt's coming against not only the senator, but he's coming against the attorney general, both of whom have way bigger name recognition than Wesley Hunt. You got to really be in Texas politics to understand who Wesley Hunt is and what Wesley Hunt stands for. I mean, in truth, Wesley Hunt might be a better candidate than all of them. I don't know. But I like Ken Paxton because he put out more lawsuits against the Biden administration than any attorney general out there ever. And won those lawsuits, I might add. So he's a bulldog, Ken Paxton. And I like Ken. I think Ken is, he's a guy who goes after him. He goes after the establishment.
I think most people, though, especially these days about their politicians and stuff, the information that they're getting about them are all in little clips here and there from different interviews or whether it be their own social media and stuff like that. There's not a lot of, in-depth. I don't go really in-depth looking at politicians like I probably should.
Yeah. Well, I think I love Wesley Hunt. I mean, the guy's giving me no reason not to. I love the guy. And but my support, my endorsement is Paxton.
Yeah.
And I just think Paxton's the guy because he's a bulldog, regardless of his personal life or whatever. And I don't know his business.
Well, see,
there's been a lot of drama. A lot of it came out during that sham impeachment trial.
Yeah, I kind of thought that about Marjorie Taylor Greene, though. I really liked her because she was like a little bit whack, if that's the right word.
Yeah, and Marjorie, she
But
kissed up to Whoopi on The View, and that's just not a good thing, right? You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
I missed that because I was probably in the woods.
yeah, you did, and so she kissed up to those guys, and then they're calling for the Epstein files and all of those things. Which, listen, I want to release them. Let's go. I'm at a point now where if everybody wants to do it, I've said over and over again that well, you know what? Let's get into the Epstein files here in a minute. You guys probably get sick of talking about the Epstein files, but we got to talk about them because this is what's coming out. Trump has said, "Hey, let's release them." So I'll give you my opinion on that here in a minute. But before we do, let me talk about our friends over at. Let me go full screen on you, Stevie. Let's go to. Hang on, baby.
If you can.
If I can, I don't know if I can.
If you can, I'll just stay here and smile and hold up the
sit
product.
there and smile. I don't know how to do it. Let's see. I just do it like that. Hey guys, the FBI has been warning about a type of real estate fraud on the rise called title theft. It's all about your equity in your home and in your mortgage, and that's the target. Here's how it works: criminals forge your signature on a single document. They use a fake notary stamp and file it with the county, and ta-da! They look like the owner of your home. They are the owner of record, so they use your ownership and they take out loans against your equity, even sell your property. You may not even know what happens until the foreclosure notice shows up or a collection notice comes to the mail. So this is why we partner with Home Title Lock. If you own a home, you're just not smart. You're not wise if you're not using them. Use promo code CHAD. I spell it Chad. Over at Home Title Lock in let me see if I can slap it up there, right there. Bam! Look at that for self-production right there. Get over that HomeTitleLock.com/Chad Prather. Home Title Lock. Use promo code Chad. They give a free title history report, free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your titles records, urgent alerts to any changes. And if fraud occurs, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix it. Go over there and check them out. Let me tell you, you need to have them on everything. If you own property, man, if you got a mortgage out there, you need to have them on it watching because it's one of the fastest growing cybercrimes. It's not just cybercrime, it's just they're stealing your property, man. Get that triple lock protection, up to $1 million to fix it. HomeTitleLock.com/Chad Prather. Use promo code Chad. Ta-da. I'm not bad. See, David's not here. David has some things he had to deal with today, and
let me ask a quick question.
Yeah.
So, if you own your home outright, do you still need Home Title Lock? Or is it just if it's under mortgage?
If you got equity in your home, then you should.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if I build my own home out in the woods, out in the country?
What if you live in a tent, Steve? What if you decide to build a cabin in a tree and call it a tree house?
I am literally living in a tent 50%. I would say about 40% of the time right now.
Hey, you guys there in the chat, those of you listening to the show, have you ever noticed when Party Foul Steve will ask a question that he doesn't know the answer to or have an opinion on? A lot of times, like I've seen you, like last week or 2 weeks ago when you were hosting the show with David, and you'd ask him questions, and you were like basically, and David would be like, I don't know the answer to that. I'm like, you're supposed to ask questions that at least the host knows or that you have an opinion on. Steve's like, I'm like, why don't you Google that and then answer the question? Then ask the question.
I thought, dude, you just always know stuff that nobody even knows or like.
I don't know that that's true, but
you know a lot of stuff that people like a regular person walking down the street would have no clue about, and you'll talk about it like you talk like you.
I don't know how to get rid of that zit right there. I can tell you that. I've been medicating that sucker. Yeah. You know how when you get older, at 53 years of age, you get those bumps that come up. This is what happens when you sleep in hotels, day in and day out. You get nasty pillows, and
ooh, that's how you get pink eye too.
No, that's if you're sleeping on a pillow that somebody farted on.
Ooh, it's like, ugh.
Hey, when's the last time you got pink eye, Steve? Who farted in your eye?
I have no idea. Now my eyes starting to itch.
Yeah.
I want to touch it, but I'm not going to just because we talked about it. It's kind of like if you talk about fleas, all of a sudden you start itching. You're like,
shut up, dude.
Yeah, see? Right there. Or lice. Head lice is the worst. If somebody mentions head lice, my head starts itching right then. Like, I
Dude,
just did it to myself.
I am literally like, I'm done with hotels. I'm done with, like, I'm flying down to visit my mother on Saturday and coming right back. And I'm just so done I'm done with the airlines. I'm done with airports. I'm done with the TSA. I'm done with hotels. I'm just like, I am being so limited going forward on where I go out and do live events. Now, if you want me to come speak, I'll come speak. But just putting on shows, it's so expensive just to go out and do live shows. You got to pay everybody. You got to travel everybody. You got to put everybody in hotels. And
Hey, you know what? That's kind of like on Friday night when you had your show down in Seabrook. I got to thinking about it. I was like, for me to go, it's just going to cost you money. So I would rather go to the woods a day early. And that's what I did. But it had to be your idea, not mine.
Yeah. So Linda says, didn't you stay in a fancy hotel, Chad? It was Seabrook, Texas, Linda. You were there.
It's the Holiday Inn Express.
I actually stayed. I upgraded. I went over to the Hampton Inn.
Wow.
And big time.
See, you save money, not me not being there. So you got to upgrade your hotel.
Well, we'd have just sent you home. But no, Seabrook's not bad. I'm giving a hard time. We were down at Birch 295. We had a good time. And then I'm not doing anything. I think the only thing I'm doing the rest of this year is, I'm back down in the Seabrook area. I'm at LaPorte on December 21st for a benefit concert. Cooper Wade, Big Jordan. We're going to have a good time. And then I'm doing Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Tulsa Looney Bin. Brad Stein and I are doing that together, trying to see if maybe God's putting something together for a little comedy show next
I like it.
year. And Brad's been around forever.
Would you like a little Party Foul Steve trivia?
Yeah.
When I was very young, under the age of 4, I lived in Seabrook, Texas.
Really?
That trailer park no longer exists. It's underwater where it was. What I was told my whole life. So.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's underwater.
Yep,
underwater. I'm not going to get into that story. So, Trump saying, release the files. Basically, Trump came out and said, let's do it. They did the email last week where they said, Trump was the dog that had not barked. That was the Epstein email. And then, there was the supposed Epstein email that came out and said that Trump was dangerous. I don't know which it is. Like, they show pictures of Trump with Epstein, and he's friends with Epstein, and therefore Trump is bad. And then they have Epstein saying that he doesn't like Trump, that Trump is dangerous, and so they're enemies. And they say, well, then that makes Trump the bad guy. I'm like, if the pedophile is saying that Trump is a bad person to them and their system and their whatever, their network of whatever's going on, I would seem to say that that's a good thing, And so then you had a handful of survivors that came out and say they want the Epstein files released. Thomas Massey has said release the files. Marjorie Taylor Greene said release the files. I keep saying over and over again, what do those files look like? Release something that if there's credibility, if you can prove that these are authentic, if there is a, quote, file or report or an email or a list or whatever it may be, okay, if it doesn't violate the privacy of a victim, it doesn't put some supposed guilt on, because listen, I've already seen, I've been very outspoken on this Epstein thing going back years. And just because I was a guest at the White House for a different reason, and they gave me a notebook and there's a picture of me holding one of them, and I'm public enemy number one, I'm associated with pedophiles and I'm protecting pedophiles, and you're an idiot if you think. I mean, we've been out. We've talked about this until we're ready to vomit Epstein. And nobody's been as outspoken on the thing as I have been over the years. Yep. So, but again, you see how fast people can turn on innocent people just because your name gets brought up, mentioned, and associated in the topic. So if you can release something without impugning the reputation of somebody that's completely innocent, or again, there was a lot of people in New York City that associated with other rich elitists that knew Jeffrey Epstein. That doesn't mean they were out doing, illegal things with kids, immoral things with kids. So if you got something, then let's go. But see, the whole, I've said over and over again, if it means pulling the fabric, unraveling the fabric of society, I say pull the thread. But you got to make sure that victims aren't getting exposed, and you got to make sure that innocent people aren't being accused. So if you got that after all these years of, these files being in the hands of politicians and bureaucracies and government agencies, and you can still trust that those files are not corrupt. And let me just say, if Trump is guilty of those things, I'm going to say it over and over again. I hate that I have to add this asterisk and addendum, but if he's guilty of it, then he should burn too. I mean, bring the whole thing down. I want everyone that's guilty to be held accountable. End of story. But I've said also over and over again that Epstein was not the disease, he's the symptom. If you guys think that what Epstein was doing isn't going on right now, why aren't people calling out, crying out for those rings to be uncovered right now? And if Trump was so guilty, and all of these Hollywood elitists were known partiers or participants or passengers on his airplane, all these celebrities out there, why weren't those celebrities, why aren't they talking now about what Trump did? They were running in the same circles, right? So why aren't they coming out saying, yeah, I saw Donald Trump? Well, they don't want to implicate themselves, right? But surely somebody heard or knew something. So why aren't these people coming out specifically and saying he was in this place with these people and here's what happened? Now, that means they're either lying by not saying anything about it and they're protecting pedophiles, or they were a part of it and don't want to say anything because it implicates them as well. So either way, you're guilty of something. So why aren't these people in the know more adamant about exposing the truth if they really care about that? If you were in those circles, why not? So now Trump has basically come out with this tweet saying, and by the way, there was the other email where they had reached out, the Obama administration allegedly reached out to some of his people reached out to Epstein about donors because of Hakeem Jeffries. They were basically saying Hakeem Jeffries was the Obama from, Manhattan's Obama or New York's Obama. And they were looking to get this junior freshman, whatever he was, congressman, more funding. And so they were trying to do fundraisers and they were reaching out to Epstein. Why aren't more people saying more things about that? Oh, and by the way, that video where those survivors are saying, let's release the list, they talk about 5 different presidencies. They reach back, they allude to 5 different presidencies. Yeah. So you know what? Let's figure it out. Let's see what's going on.
That's my thing. The victims of this are victims, and let's treat them as victims. These are young kids, young girls. I would love it for them to come together and come and just say, hey, no, you can release my name and release it. I know that comes with some bad stuff, but it'll come with some good stuff too, because it's, I think it'll help set something inside of them free.
Yeah. I just think that Trump, who was as famous as he was, as big and on top of the world as Trump was, I mean, they loved him. They loved him. He's a weird dude. Don't get me wrong. Trump's an eccentrically weird dude. I mean, he's an odd cat, man. But Trump knows how to set the fire and flush out the vermin. He really does. And I think that this whole thing, and by the way, I mean, Glenn Beck even said that whenever Trump gave him, a couple of months ago, gave him a tour of the White House and was showing him different things, and Glenn said, I can't wait to tell my audience how this went and the things that you said to me. And Trump said, don't do that. He said, don't do that. And he said, but Mr. President, this would be a way to exonerate you in so many different things. So he said, I don't want them to. Trump's a weird dude. Like I would be all about the self-preservation, and I just want people to like me, right? Trump doesn't care if you like him or not. And I'll tell you why he can be so acerbic and why he can be so vitriolic in ways. He's not seeking a reelection. What he's looking for is a restitution. He's looking for a revenge, if you will. So they indicted this dude 9,000 times. If they had just left Trump alone, he could have very reasonably been a one-term president and just gone off into the night. But they had to keep going after him. And when you snatched the security blanket off of him and tried to expose him in all these different ways, you took a dude who's very powerful, and now he's got your name on a bullseye, and he's coming after everybody. So when Marjorie Taylor Greene goes on The View and kind of sucks up to him, you can't go into the lion's den and and think they're going to be nice to you and be nice back to them without expecting some kind of consequences to come.
And maybe that's what makes the dog bark.
Yeah.
And
again, I think Trump is setting a big old trap. I really do. I think he is. And,
I hope he is.
I'll be the first one to say along the way, if he's guilty of something, let's see it. Hold him accountable. Yeah. We'll move on to the next administration. I've never been a person who likes labels. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm not talking about ridiculing or mocking. Like, having fun with labels is one thing. But when you really start labeling people, you guys know I hate that. Like, I don't like being called this or that, even MAGA or whatever. Like, I hate that we start doing that. Because, again, it dehumanizes people. It takes away the ability to have an honest discourse and conversation and to think critically, because you've already labeled somebody and you're like, well, I already know everything you believe. And I get into the comments over on X and I want to see people's responses to when Trump says these things about Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I'm curious to see what other people have to say about it. Those responses are pretty interesting. There's some people who they're like, well, she shouldn't have done what she did. And then I have to go look at all the different things she did.
Yeah, that's what I got to go do now. I feel like I missed the whole,
Well, with her calling for the release of the Epstein files, I think that part of that is Trump has set this trap. And you ever watch the movies, where this guy, he's got this big grand plot going? Like, I love those movies like Ocean's 11, where it looks like the guys are in trouble, like, we're about to get caught, but that was all part of the plan all along. Like, I love movies that have those plot lines. Like it's like, and then they play it all back of what was going on behind the scenes, and you're like, that's where that played in.
That would be great. That sounds exciting. That sounds like a great movie for our great grandchildren to watch.
But my thing is, if Marjorie Taylor Greene or whoever else, fill in the blank politician, is jumping the gun on the grand scheme, Trump doesn't like that, because he's like, okay, I'm doing this. This is the strategy, and you guys are mucking it up. So he's going to call them out for that. It's like, hey, stick with the script. But I don't know that anybody knows the script, and I don't know that there is a script. But I'm just saying, speculatively, that's interesting. So another way to look at it. It might not be quite that sophisticated. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't trust any of these politicians. None of them. I mean, once they get in there, once they go into Washington, D.C. or something like that, I don't know whose arms are being put around them. I don't know what they're being enticed by. I don't know what temptations are there. I don't know. I just know it's dirty, man. So
it's all dirty.
It's dirty. Nasty, I tell you. Nasty. Dirty. Anyway, the direction that I want to go in the days ahead is we can walk around in the swampy stuff. We can walk around in the swampy stuff, but where's God in all of it? I mean, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Where's God in all of it? Because at the end of the day, and I'll tell you this too about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's getting bit by the same fires she created. You remember that now? I mean, she wanted this level of back and forth. She's been that kind of person, and now it's kind of biting her in the butt. So be careful when you pick the weapons of your warfare, when those weapons get used against you, sometimes even by people that you perceive to be on your own side. Now, where we get lost, and I'll give you a little piece of wisdom here, guys, and that is this. It's easy if you're in leadership to get so far out in front of the people you're trying to lead that they actually perceive you as the enemy. Now, I think that's at times what Trump does. Trump gets so far out in front of people with where he's going with things that, I don't like that he brought in a known terrorist, right there at the Marine's birthday into the White House.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, a dude who's has protected all of these, terrorist groups. He needs to be held accountable. I don't care if it's ISIS, Hamas, whoever else. I mean, that guy needs to be held accountable. And just because he's had a, come to the truth kind of moment, wants to make peace, Trump brings him in the White House. I don't like moves like that.
No, it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all.
Yeah.
But like Marjorie Taylor Greene, isn't she the type that like literally calling the president every single day over every little
They were
thing?
close. I mean, and Marjorie Taylor Greene also is in a relationship with my friend Brian Glenn. I mean, they've been together now for a couple of years.
Yeah.
He's the reporter who's asking a lot of the tough questions. Like he's the one who asked Zelensky why he doesn't wear a suit to the White House. Brian Glenn, I've known Brian for years and years.
Yeah.
And they're in a relationship, and I haven't talked to Brian. I don't really want to talk to Brian about that. He's my friend, and I don't want to be like, hey, he wouldn't tell me anyway.
Yeah.
But I love Brian. Brian's my buddy, and so, yeah, it's a weird thing. It just gets so swampy, man. No, we didn't do the ding dong sound effect. I don't even.
No,
know
we're done with the ding dong sound effect.
I don't
There's
know if I
no
know how
more
to
ding
do
dong
it.
sound.
What do
We
you
did
mean
away
there's
with it.
no more ding dong.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do it.
It's no ding. Oh, there it is. And the dogs go wild.
I can be taught. I can figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm over here looking at my computer.
Producing the Chad Prather Show.
David had some personal issues to deal with today. It wasn't an itch, but it was some personal issues. This is actually today is his mother's birthday, and she's passed, and so he's celebrating her life today.
Yeah, it's celebrate that life, because just this morning, whenever I was before the noise, I had went in here and I grabbed I use the same Bible, the New International Version Bible, to follow along with you. Well, my dad's has his name on it and stuff, but
That's
I
sweet.
opened it up to read what my mom had written in it, and she actually had left that Bible to my middle daughter, and it with a really nice thing written to her.
Yeah.
And I talked to my daughter this morning, and I said, "Oh, by the way," she said, "Dad, that's a Bible I thought I had lost." Well, apparently she had left it at my mom's house at some point, which got left to my sister, and then my sister got it to me when my mom died, and I had it here at the house the whole time, didn't know it. And so I'm talking to her, and she says, "Dad, remember I had lost that Bible and couldn't find it, and you let me use one of yours, which was the one that Tony had got me right before we got married."
Yeah.
So she's going to send me that one back to me, and I'm going to send my dad's Bible to her. So
That's
anyway,
a lot of moving around for a Bibles, man.
It is. But
Everybody follow that story?
I know, it's crazy. I was crying like a baby this morning when I was reading that stuff, and I was talking to her on the phone. I was like, "Oh God, I don't need tears on a Monday morning."
I don't know it,
But they were good. They were tears of joy and just
know
kind of
it.
memories and that kind of thing. So
People ask me what Bible version I'm using for Before the Noise. So I read a New King James. I've got look at this. I showed everybody this morning. So this Bible right here is actually newer than these are the same Bibles, by the way. This Bible right here. So these are my two Bibles. I bought these when I was in college, and booyah. This one's a little bit older than this one. This one just got so full of notes that I started using this one more. And why have one gun when you can have two, baby?
Yeah,
but this is a New King James.
My mom had 30 Bibles if she had one, and from every kind of version and stuff. And you go through all of her old Bibles, and all of them, they're highlighted, they're written in, because she taught Sunday school for 30, 40, 50, my whole life anyway.
Well, so when I read the scripture on Before the Noise, I copy and paste into my notes from the New International Version, the NIV, which is what you were talking about. But then I use the English Standard Version as I get down into my notes. And so when I reference back, so you're hearing it multiple ways. So a lot of people don't even realize they're hearing it multiple ways, but I want you to hear different translations, even in the teaching. That's how sophisticated and complex I am, Steve.
Do you do the same thing in Above the Noise? In that study, what do you use?
I do, actually. I do. So I'm using both the NIV and the English Standard Version in the teaching monologues in my notes that I use, that I go off of when I'm teaching those things. And I want to encourage everybody to join Above the Noise. You can actually go over to joinabovethenoise.com. Before we started this, I was finishing a new landing page for it. It looks pretty slick.
It does look good.
And when we're
Somebody
done
put
here,
the link in earlier, and I went to it.
I did get on top.life. That was funny.
Mystical 2024 put the link in earlier.
But joinabovethenoise.com. I'm going to add a fourth course today. I'm trying to front end load it. Some people said, "Man, slow down on that because we want to keep up." Well, you're going to have to watch it multiple times because I'm putting some deep information on there at joinabovethenoise.com. We had, Steve, I want to look right quick. And I want to make one more point before I let you guys go today, because that's what matters around here.
We still got plenty of time, Chad.
100,000 views, brother, this morning.
I know.
On this morning's Before the Noise episode. That's on Rumble alone. We had 14,000 people watching live across all platforms. And I'm teaching out of the book of Acts, chapter 2.
Yeah.
Bro, that's humbling. Humbling. It's humbling. But I love doing it, man.
I think it's the path that you were designed for.
I think so, too. I've fought it for a lot of years. And I love doing it. And it's the excitement of my day, man. I could sit here behind this camera and just because I've taken so many years of not doing it, of not teaching and those kind of things. What do you think, guys? What do you guys think? Should we just release those files, just whatever files are out there? Congress just lets them go?
Yeah,
just boom.
Personally, that's my personal thing. Let them go, and because people are going to judge, people are going to have their court of public opinion, if you may, however they see it, to fit their narrative.
Well, it's not going to go away. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
it's not going to go away, and I, for one, am ready to see some stuff come out. They used us. Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice used us by bringing us. We were there at the White House for a completely different reason. She dropped that thing in, and then they marched us out in front of the press pool to have her picture made, and we didn't know it. So, and I got people that are constantly saying, "What about the files, Chad?" I'm an entertainer, for crying out loud.
Yeah, they don't.
What do you think I'm holding them in the gun safe over here?
Aren't they? Didn't you auction it off on eBay yet? Put that on eBay, dude. See how much you can get for it.
Yeah.
Post a picture of you holding it, you're hiding your head with it, and then put it on eBay. See if we can,
Tell me which politician in Washington, D.C. you honest to God trust. Tell me which one. I don't trust a single one of them. So you know what? Let's let it out. Let's see what's going on. I do say, though, and I've always said this, I think that if the true, honest files were put out there, it would not be as stellar or impressive or the fireworks that you think it would be. I think it would be a lot of bureaucrats, a lot of lobbyists, a lot of people, of clout, like you wouldn't know necessarily who they are.
I mean, remember that client list of like
still need to be held accountable, but yeah,
like in Hollywood, what was her name? That madam.
Yeah, Heidi Fleiss.
Yeah, Heidi Fleiss. Is it going to be kind of like? Would it be kind of like that?
I think that's what people think it would be.
Yeah, that's.
But I think it's going to be more like Al Capone's safe when Geraldo dug that out.
Big nothing burger.
I think that somebody they were obviously doing it. There were people involved with that. You can't have that kind of network and it not. But again, I go back to the fact that my thing is, where's the outcry for what's happening right now? Because again, he's a symptom, not the disease. That type of network and trafficking is still happening today. We know that. Yeah. So, where are they at? What's the deal? But I don't think it would bring down the deep state. I see what you say there, Tiffany. I don't think it would bring down. I don't think it'll bring it down.
Because, Bill Clinton's close to death anyway, isn't he?
Aren't they all?
Yeah. And as soon as he can't get an erection anymore, they'll release the files.
You think Bill's still never mind. You think he's still chopping wood?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean,
it's a goofy dude, man. I know that.
I mean, I hope we're all chopping wood till till the last days.
Yeah.
Is that how you use that term?
Well, my thing there is, and I see what you say there, truth for me now, it makes Trump look guilty. I don't think Trump necessarily cares. Because he knows if his nose is clean or not. Like, again, I love what TMZ came out with, their headline the other day that said, new files show that Trump, like Epstein, liked models.
Yeah,
like female models. Welcome to the rest of the male section of the human race.
No kidding.
Like that's supposed to be a headline?
In the one email where he says, "Do you something about some pictures of Trump in the kitchen with girls in bikinis?" He was around girls in bikinis his entire life.
He owned the Miss USA pageant, for crying out loud.
That would be normal.
I mean, what are you saying? Are we talking about so? I mean, there's pictures of me out there on vacation with my kids and other people's kids and everything else. Is that supposed to make me guilty? I'm on the beach with kids in swimsuits.
Yeah.
That made me guilty of something? I mean, what does that mean? But again, I was fascinated by that TMZ headlines like, oh, Trump and Epstein were friends and they found their attraction to female models
Can you imagine?
to have in common. Okay.
I think anybody out there could look at at least one of their friends in their past and go, oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm not connected with them anymore. You know what I mean?
100%.
I got more than a couple that I'm like,
100%.
oh my gosh, if I had known then what I know now, I would have never.
A friend, let me give you some tea right here, Steve. I got a guy, I could call his name. You know exactly who he is. And he's out there. He's in the music industry. And he dated a girl when he was like 20 years old, and she was 17.
Yeah.
And he got in some trouble. And he's a registered sex offender.
Yeah.
Now, and again, we're 50 years old, Steve.
Yeah, I know.
And you look back on stuff like that. She was like 16, 17 years old. He was 20 years old. And you're like, oh, my God, he's a registered sex offender. I mean, is he guilty of sex crimes against humanity? And in my opinion, in the world we grew up in, no.
I think you have to have parents' consent after age 17 or something. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know what all the laws are. Thank God I don't have to worry about that for myself.
But see, you interpret people in light of the day and age in which they live. Like you judge people based on the moment they lived in history. And everybody wants to judge people now based on the standards that are being held now. And now, again, I'm not talking about a 20-year-old with a 12-year-old. I'm talking about a 20-year-old with a 17-year-old.
No,
this is somebody that would be, you go forward a few years, you're 23 and 20, okay? So, I mean, we're not talking about.
Well, you talk about the assimilation of cultures coming in from other countries, because other countries still have that where that's okay. That age difference is okay.
Yeah.
And and that could be, no, I can't name which countries they are, but I could say some of them are south of the border.
If David was here, we'd ask him.
Yeah, we would ask the brown guy. He might know.
Anyway, get my book, Born for Meaning. I didn't talk about it very much on Before the Noise. My book, Born for Meaning. A lot of people still send me messages, man.
I don't know where my copy is.
Yeah, and is it
I sent
there?
I sent one copy to one of your fans.
All right.
So I signed it because you were not available, so I signed it myself.
Oh, boy.
I'm like, I thought hey.
Yeah.
They didn't even ask for my signature, but I wrote them a little note, and I said I read it, and now I'm passing it to you. So
I love watching David's social media, his Instagram accounts and all that stuff. The videos that he posts of confronting these protesters in Portland, they're fantastic, dude.
He's a brave soul.
He's a smart dude, man. He knows how to go out there and confront. He knows how to go out there and confront those folks, and he confronts them with facts, and it's pretty good. And he's right. Their responses are always the same, and he just owns them. Follow him at David Medina PDX. And I'm looking at the chat here, these dancing bananas. We're going to jump off of here. Steve!
Yeah.
You going back out of the woods this week?
I'm actually going to leave Wednesday after the show if you allow me to miss Thursday. Look at me.
Got you asking for time off.
I'm asking for time off.
I don't care.
I've got to get it, man. We went so many years that I didn't get to go like hunting at home. We got to go trips and fishing and stuff like that when we were out on the road, but I didn't get any like quality home time like with my wife and stuff. And I am absolutely loving taking her out in the woods, and because she loves it too. She loves to camp.
Sounds funny. I like to take my wife out in the woods.
I like to take her out of the woods. No, we have one of those when we're out in the woods because we don't have a shower. We have to take baths with baby wipes. You know how I am. I'm a 2 or 3 shower a day guy. I struggle out there. And
I can remember we used to buy those little solar showers when we would go to these, like Honduras and Guatemala. We'd take them down there and we'd lay them out in the sun all day long. You got to shower quick, and those deals are. But then you take you a bucket of water out of the river, and it's cold, boy. You pour it over your head and soap up, and then take you another bucket of water out of there, and boom.
Gives me the shivers. Yeah, we're doing the solar shower. We're going to do the solar shower thing. But, I can drive 5 miles back to I say the main camp house is only about 1.5 miles. If I really needed a shower, I could drive over to it. But we set up our camp it's large acreage, but we're on a smaller portion. And but we just set up and built camp in the woods and absolutely love it.
Man, you ought to come to the little cabin in the woods again, man.
Yeah, I need to get up there over.
I wasn't able to make it over to church yesterday, but I watched it live on YouTube, and I sat out there under these trees. Most of the leaves have fallen at this point over here, but boy, there's some gorgeous fall colors. I was just looking at it. It was nice and cool out there. It was so nice, dude. I was like, I may never go to church again. I might sit out here and watch it every time.
Well, we do that. We do that a lot. I watch the church in Grapevine. We sit inside though. When we were down in Florida, I would put it on the back porch because it was so pleasant out there all the time. Here it's just hot. It was hot.
So you are going to kill a deer this season. You're just waiting.
I'm just waiting. I'm not.
How many more weeks we got?
I have all the way to like January 12th because I do muzzleloader, and I save my meat, like just what we decide we want to kill. Like a doe. If I want to kill a doe or a spike, I'm going to wait till muzzleloader.
Party foul, Steve.
We're one buck county, like outside of 13 inches wide. So soon as if one of those 8 points that we have out there decides to walk in front of me during the daylight, I'll take that. But the others, I watch deer all day long. They get within 20 yards of me.
Right on. All right. Well,
love it.
Kill them. All right, Party Foul Steve, get your butt out of here. Go follow him at Party Foul Steve.
Hey, love y'all. And Chad, just want to say again, I love what you're doing on Before the Noise and Above the Noise. Haven't watched that yet, but I'm gonna start watching it. I'm gonna subscribe.
It's not Above the Noise is not for everybody.
I don't know if it's for me.
Dive. It's a deeper dive. I try to make it a little inspirational along the way, but I'm really trying to teach people, the things that I learned over the years. And I did go to seminary. Yeah, I did take and teach Greek, and people don't know that about me, but I love that Koine marketplace Greek language. It's a dead language, but it's fun to study. So many word pictures. I love digging into the Hebrew. I don't know the Hebrew like I know the Greek, but I love digging into some of those things and doing those deep dives. And I'm not trying to replace anybody's church or pastor, none of that. I'm just trying to teach. That's all I'm doing.
I've always known this about you, and I'm really glad to see it come out of you.
Well, I didn't feel right doing it, but I'll just know that, a year and a half ago when God kind of it's not abovethenoise.com, it's joinabovethenoise.com, Tiffany. Abovethenoise.com was not available. Joinabovethenoise.com. And I'll just say, you go to beforethenoise.com and hit courses, and it'll take you over there. But it's a cool new landing page. I just literally finished that 5 minutes before we started live here. But about a year and a half ago, I just felt like God put his hands on my shoulders and started pressing down and said, I'm ready to make some withdrawals out of you. And I didn't know what that meant, and so I look at this and I'm like, unapologetically, I know we got a lot of friends out there in the world, people from our past that are going, what in the world is Chad Prather doing right now? Like, I really want to learn the Bible from Chad Prather. You don't have to. But I'll tell you what, listen to it, give it a shot. And if you don't hear something that impacts your life, you don't have to come back. But I got a feeling anybody that gives Before the Noise in the morning a try, within a few minutes, you're going to hear something you're going to go, yeah.
Well, I don't know why God brought us back. I don't know why God brought us back to Texas yet.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on it. And but we'll see.
We're not going to start a mega church, okay? We're not even going to start a little
No,
church.
I'm not all for
See, what I learned a long time ago is that I'm a pretty good teacher, pretty good preacher, pretty good communicator. I'm a horrible pastor. Because I am not sensitive to people with their whatever is going on in their life. Like, I'm hurt for you. I'm empathetic and I feel for you in that regard. I feel the sympathy pains. But I'm going to bottom line it for you. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, well, how does that make you feel? I don't really care how it makes you feel. Here's how you fix it. People don't like that. They don't want the let's fix it.
All right, Chad, fix me. I want you to just fix me.
I can tell you what to do.
Fix me.
I don't know anything needs to be fixed with you. I've been around you long enough to know I don't think anything needs to be fixed.
That's what I like to hear right there. Just tell me I'm all good. I'm perfect in God's eyes. That's all that matters.
But I can tell people, like, if this is going wrong in your life, you should try to do this. And then but then it's up to you to do it. Chad's back to living in Texas. What did I miss? Who says I left Texas?
I was gonna say, I was like,
I'm
aren't
all
you?
over the place.
You're
I
all
love
over
it.
the place.
Somebody sent me a message the other day about, oh, we're happy that you're doing this or that. And I'm like, so many people think that they know what I'm doing or where I am or what's going on, and I love the fact they have no clue.
Yeah,
Their assumptions are fun.
Because you could look at the studio behind me and it looks exactly like the one I was in last week, but you never know where I'm at.
Oh boy! All right, we got to get out of here, man. Take off, Steve.
All right, y'all take care. Love y'all.
In a minute. All right. See you, buddy. All right, guys. For the rest of you, thank you for being with us today. We're just we're just hanging out today. I like these conversations. As I was saying at the very beginning, we're going to be changing some things. We're going to be going live for an hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting in December, and then of course we got some other cool stuff that we're going to be doing for the Chad Prather Show during the day, each day of the week. Some of our long form videos, our shorts that we put out there. We're going to keep doing those. But I want to have more conversations. We're going to have some more guests on. We're going to get back to doing that. We're going to talk about everything under the sun, folks. We're going to talk about, we're going to talk about, if you want to talk about politics or headlines or whatever, or culture, we're going to apply some kingdom principles to it. And I want to get back into some of the audience questions that they're asking about faith and things that are going on in life, and maybe some questions about what's happening in, your personal, in your home, and stuff like that. And we'll get Linda fixed. Where you at, Linda? I love you, girl. But we're going to have some fun with it, man. And I'm just at that point in time where if it ain't fun, I don't want to be doing it, man. So I appreciate you guys. Y'all make it fun. And I just enjoy the heck out of you. And so I want to encourage you guys, get Born for Meaning. If you go to beforethenoise.com and search around, this is right at the very tippy top, the upper banner at the very top. It says get the book. And I'd love it if you guys go over there. You get a 7-day free trial on Above the Noise, and then it's like 75 cents a day. And you get 2 months for free if you sign up for the annual deal. Look at me selling things. I like it. And, go sign up. It's not for everybody, I told you. But you don't value what you don't invest in. And I want you guys to invest in these classes because I think you'll enjoy them. I am enjoying doing them. And if nobody listens to them, at least I'm having a good time. All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow, and y'all pray for David. He's out celebrating his mom's life, and we're celebrating David. Love that dude so much. Love Party Foul Steve. Follow them both, at Party Foul Steve and at David Medina PDX, and who knows what we got coming your way. It's always fun. But I appreciate you guys. Give yourself a big old hug. Go look in the mirror and say, in every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Even if you're not, tell yourself that you are. All right, I love y'all. God bless you, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Until then, let me see if I can find the outro deal. Hang on. There it is. Ready, set, bye.